Will the Rays be playing in minor league baseball stadiums in 25 or 25, 26, 27? Again, I don't believe that the Rays are going to be playing in a minor league stadium for more than half a season. I don't. I think they're going to be fixing the roof. And they're going to just take the hit financially because guess what?
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into another episode of the Locked On Rays podcast. My name is Ulises Sambrano, and on behalf of Kevin Weiss, we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your first listen every single day. Well, it's an unusual one today, and we're going to get started about the Trop roof in just a second. But I do have to tell you that this episode is sponsored by FanDuel. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. Place your first $5 bet, and you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. As you guys know, the hurricane is causing havoc still with electricity being out, power being out. Kevin's all good, but timing just didn't work out for today. So I'm taking the reins on the Trop roof. And I mean, it's pretty incredible what we saw, those pictures. I mean, that's if you're on YouTube, I'm going to show you one of the pictures that I thought really it seemed like from like an apocalyptic movie. You know, it's if you guys are on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. It's a drone shot, an overhead shot. And I mean, just basically 6 panels are left on the roof. It's gnarly. And there were a few other pictures going around on social media, like sunlight going down and hitting the left field bleachers near Randyland. First time I went to the Trop was 1998. The inaugural season. I saw the Minnesota Twins play against the Devil Rays. I was 7 years old. And countless other times after that. So to see this stadium, the way that it is right now, it aches people, you know, and you can see on people's reactions on social media, and we're all feeling it. Of course we are. But you know, let's get it to the specifics. So the roof was damaged on each side. Apparently, the roof was made of 6 acres of translucent Teflon coated fiberglass, and it supported itself with 180 miles of cables connected by struts. It just wasn't meant to be against Milton. I have a paragraph here from The Athletic, and I'll read you guys the information here. In the days before Hurricane Milton, top officials at one of the firms that built Tropicana Field grew concerned that the stadium's roofing might not hold up against the historic winds forecasted for the Tampa Bay area. The concern proved prescient as videos surfaced Wednesday evening of the roof of the Tampa Bay Rays home field being ripped away, leaving the once domed stadium in St. Petersburg exposed. And the roof had never been replaced in the more than 34 years since it was installed, despite being well past its intended service life. According to David Campbell, a principal at Geiger Engineers, the group that installed the roof for the stadium's opening in 1990. He said the Teflon's fabric service life is approximately 25 years. Okay, so let's unpack that. So the Teflon's fabric service life was 25 years. A little late, aren't we? That shook me. Why hadn't there been any updates to it? Where's the quality control? Who's responsible for that? there has to be somebody responsible for that, right? You'd expect a stadium that holds 40,000 plus people, there would be at least one person that goes, "Hey, have we maintained the roof? Is this is this bad boy still good?" That should be at least one person's job, right? Um, Thankfully, nobody was injured. That's number one. Nobody was injured. That's good. But I'm just wondering, shouldn't there be at least one person there that could raise their hand and be like, "Hey, we should do some maintenance. Should we talk to the people at Geiger Engineers and see if they think we should do some updates here?" That shook me. Another thing, with the roof being damaged, it created some water issues, So the water damage on Tropicana Field, it does not have a drainage system. So with the roof being open, all the wind, all the water, now there's water damage inside without drainage. Now, the first game that has to be played at the Trop in 2025 would be March 27th. So March 27th, that gives you about 5 months of five and some change of time you could rebuild the roof. But should they rebuild it? Can they rebuild it in time? We'll talk about that. But first, Ibotta is a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items, from groceries to beauty supplies to toys, so you can make sure you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. In fact, the average Ibotta user earns $256 per year, and I know that we can all use that cash. So today, go download the Ibotta app and use code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. Because when you do that, Ibotta is offering listeners $5 just for trying Ibotta. So again, go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back and use code LOCKEDONMLB today. So the question is, should they fix it? And I know people are going to be like, yeah, they should fix it. I'm asking the question because this stadium is going to be kaput after the 2027 season. So it'll really just be the opportunity cost of building/fixing the roof and then being torn down, or the expenses of moving the Major League Baseball team to another stadium for either the foreseeable future, as in 25, 26, and 27 seasons, or for just a little bit until they fix it. It would seem like there's some insurance that has to kick in, right? Like there has to be some sort of insurance on the stadium. I don't know if that money is going to have to be kicked in. Obviously, by if the insurance company exists for this type of thing, I would think so. And if they cover some of it, then who covers the other portion? Would it be the Rays? Would it be the city? Would it be the county? These are questions that we don't have the answers to. Maybe a handful of people have the answers to, or maybe they don't still. It's very fresh. So we obviously are in the dark on a lot of this. But let's say the question is, should they fix it? If they fix it, how much is going to cost? If it's going to cost more money than it would just to leave it be and then move operations to, say, Port Charlotte, um, then maybe they do that. Now, I don't think, granted, the Rays might not have the reputation of big spenders, but we do have to realize that the Rays have had multiple renovations done at the Trop since, I don't know, uh, 15 years ago, they started doing little things here and there. Obviously, the AstroTurf has always been something that they've done, but like every few years, the AstroTurf is updated. There was the Budweiser porch that did not exist. Um, Things like that. The jumbotron being fixed and added on. So there have been updates, but I don't think they would just say, you know what, we would be fine with playing in a minor league baseball stadium for 3 full seasons. I don't think so. And you can call them cheap, and you'd have a lot of evidence to say so, but I don't think so. And again, they have done updates. This is a little bit different because now there's an actual end in sight. When they did those updates to the Trop, there wasn't an end in sight, was there? They didn't know if they were going to even stay in the Tampa Bay area. We didn't know. So, but it's different now because now they know this is going to be torn down. So we're going to put how much for a roof? 100 mil? 200 mil? I don't know. You pick X mil. And knowing that you're just putting that and it's going to basically be burnt in 3 years. That must be a tough operation, but I think that's what they're going to have to be that they're going to have to do, because I just don't see Major League Baseball being okay with a major league team playing in a minor league facility for 3 full seasons. Now, can I see them play in a minor league facility for 1 season? Yeah, I do see that. While it's getting fixed, maybe not a whole full season. Half a season? Sure. Port Charlotte, maybe there's another team that could lend a hand. I'm not even going to mention the Tampa Yankees. That's not happening. There's no way. There's zero possibility. I would be very incredibly surprised. I would be flabbergasted on steroids if the Tampa Yankees were like, yeah, please use our facilities. That's just that's just not gonna happen. So I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, it just makes sense. I think that there's way more to that. I don't think the Yankees would be okay with doing that. Now, Port Charlotte, it's an open air stadium, so you are going to have a ton of rain delays. Does that change the scheduling if you do Port Charlotte for teams? Maybe you play more day games, double headers. I don't know. Because you're subjecting yourself to Florida weather. And we know the people that live in Florida understand why the Trop is the Trop and why you need the Trop. Because of heavy thunderstorms for the vast majority of the summertime, which is basically the baseball season. So if you move it into a minor league stadium, you're going to have canceled games. And with travel and it just seems a little bit more difficult to withstand that, because it's not only one Major League Baseball team that you're subjecting to minor league facilities, you're subjecting the other team as well, right? The visiting team. It's very complicated. I do think that they're going to fix it. I don't think it's going to be done by March 27th. I think we're going to see some alternate site that is going to be hosting the Rays for either part of the season, maybe the whole season. Who knows? But it just makes you wonder, like, I have to go back to it. These Geiger engineers are saying that this was supposed to only last 25 years, the roof. That was supposed to be in 2015. Like, it's been 9 years. It's been 9 years for somebody to raise their hand. Or were they just playing out the clock? Like, hey, we are out here in 27. If we don't have to put money into this, and what are the chances that something is going to happen that is going to tear this roof off? I don't know. It just seems kind of it raises some flags to me. Does it not raise flags to you? Please let me know in the comments. Besides what you think will happen, will they fix it? Will the Rays be playing in minor league baseball stadiums in 25 or 25, 26, 27? Again, I don't believe that the Rays are going to be playing in a minor league stadium for more than half a season. I don't. I think they're going to be fixing the roof and they're going to just take the hit financially because guess what? Uh, it would be a very bad PR move to not fix the roof, I think, because you just signed a long-term stadium deal. You care about the community. You've shown you cared about the community. I don't think it screams we care about the community if you just move their team to a minor league stadium for the next 3 seasons. Doesn't make sense. Um, so I am on the firm camp. They're going to be fixing the roof. I'm also in the firm camp that I don't think it can be done by March 27th. So I think we're going to see an alternate site for the Rays in 2025. I am sick, however, of one option being thrown out there. But before I tell you what that option is that is driving me insane, first I got to tell you about something else. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So, when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. In fact, I'm pretty sure that every time Kevin does this, he's rooting for the Indianapolis Colts. So, today, go visit fanduel.com. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. So, again, that's fanduel.com and go get your $200 in bonus bets guaranteed today at fanduel.com. The option that's being thrown around by non-Rays fans quite a lot on social media has been Oakland. I'll move the Rays to Oakland. There's the Oakland Coliseum. Stop. You're trying to fix a wrong with another wrong. Why are they saying the Coliseum? Because they feel bad that the Oakland A's are now being taken away from Oakland. So your way to fix that is by taking the Rays away from Tampa Bay fans. Two wrongs don't make a right, man. So that's the one that's like driving me banana flipping sandwich when I see it on social media. Like it doesn't make sense to me, and it's not gonna happen. But what are some options that could happen? The mountains behind me, maybe not. It's international, so I don't think so. So let's talk about real options. What are some real options? Port Charlotte, right? Affiliate of the Rays. The Rays already play there in spring training. Again, it is an open air stadium, of course, so there's that. But we have seen, for example, the Toronto Blue Jays play at their Dunedin complex for the 2020 season and the 2021 season. Which, of course, everybody remembers that stadium as the stadium that Taylor Walls made his debut. Everybody knows that. That could be an option. Port Charlotte. I think that would be #1 option on most people's boards. Another one that I've seen thrown around is the Orlando Wide World of Sports complex. They did do spring training there. Remember when Port Charlotte was damaged by Hurricane Ian? They did half and half of their spring training between Port Charlotte and Orlando. So that one could be an option as well. But I don't see any real options after those two. But maybe you guys have some options here. We put it on the Twitter, on the X. Where should the Rays play baseball the next couple seasons? Ethan Broom at Coach Broom says Durham. King of Charleston says Al Lang. All right. The Rowdies, they have the race connection. They own them. This is the season get in between. And then makeshifting that stadium into that's going to be tough. France Crew says come to Jacksonville. But where, though? But where? Guys, got to be more specific than this. Ryan Keyworth says Tampa Yankees Stadium next to Ray J. Ryan, do you think the Yankees are going to do that, actually? Do you think the Yankees are going to be as friendly as what you're suggesting them to be? You think MLB is going to twist the Yankees' arm for the Rays? I don't think so. Alex Mullen says, I think number one option for the fans is to repair the Trop roof. If that's not happening, options could be Disney, Port Charlotte, All Lang, Sambrano Field, maybe even Durham. My personal vote is Disney. Having lived in Port Charlotte for years, I don't think it could sustain 81 games. Alex makes a good point. If Port Charlotte couldn't sustain 81 games, could it sustain 40? I mean, how many games do you need for the Rays to get that roof fixed? We're under the premise that the Rays are going to be fixing the roof. At least I am. So, would they need 81 games? Maybe not, but 40? Maybe. Yimby Manatee says, I think they should do a rotation around Tampa Bay area baseball stadiums. Spend a couple months in Bradenton, a couple months in Tampa, a couple months in Dunedin, etc. I like the idea. It's not feasible for major league players. They're not going to do that, and the Players Association is not going to stand for that. It sounds fun for the fans. It doesn't sound fun at all for the players and their families. So, but I see where you're coming from. Uh, Danny says Dunedin to be closer to Tampa Bay region or the Disney Stadium. Baconing Time says the structure itself is still intact. Highly likely an engineer will approve for remediation and reinstall the polyester fabric. Plenty of time before next season. I don't know about plenty of time. Also, again, we're talking about water drainage issues. It's not just the roof that has to be fixed, right? It's understanding the water damage that has been done, then possibly do some work on the field as well to fix it. It's not just, oh, the roof is off, put the roof back in, good. It's a little bit more complex than that. And so I don't think there's plenty of time. Cello Man says the Trop, otherwise the Rays should rename themselves the Tampa Bay Rainouts because every game they will play will be rained out. Just rebuild the roof. I mean, I'm with you. I understand the rainouts. It was one of my premises at the beginning of the episode. But also, let's be serious here. Minor league baseball, they do get their games in. I don't know the percentage of games that are rained out, usually in minor league baseball. But again, under the premise that the roof is going to get fixed and all the issues that happen because of the water damage get fixed, I think the Rays are going to possibly be playing at one or two, possibly three sites in 2025. Again, I do not believe that the Rays are going to choose not to fix the roof. It's a bad PR move. And if anything, this ownership has made a lot of money. Don't let them tell you that they haven't made a lot of money. They've made a lot of money. A lot of money. It would increase their image with the public that is not billionaires, that lost their homes, that lost parts of their homes, that lost their cars, that lost their fences, that lost windows, that lost furniture, that lost a lot. It would bring a good image for them to fix the stadium. No matter if they might be not as enthused about doing so. How can you expect people to rebuild their homes and their lives when they're not billionaires? When billionaires are not fixing the facilities that apparently were not designed to withstand this long of time. Again, who was in charge of that? There had to be at least one guy in charge of stadium maintenance, roof maintenance. And how has this gone unnoticed since 2015? That, hey, the roof is up. We got to change the roof. At least we got to get somebody in here to talk about the roof. That's insane to me. That really is insane to me. So we'll see what happens. Let us know in the comments. What do you think the Rays will do about the Trop roof? Will they get it fixed in time? Should they fix it? Fix it as the Trop will be turned down in a couple years? Will they play somewhere else? Let us know what you think. Again, this is all crazy. This is all new. This is all fresh. So I'm sure that we're going to get more information as the days unfold, and we get a little bit more clarity from the Rays perspective on their statements. So thank you again for making Locked On Rays your first listen every day. Please stay tuned for Locked On MLB with our friend Sully, who will give you all the updates on the playoff matchups. The ALCS, the NLCS are set. The Dodgers are going against the Mets. The Yankees are going against the Guardians. And boy, oh boy, are we choosing to go for the Guardians here. Anyway, all of you stay safe. Please stay safe. And we will talk to you tomorrow.